Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan Hope, the Assistant Director of Music, and this is
Adrian Partington, his boss.
And we are in the one of the side chapels in the Lady Chapel of Gloucester Cathedral, and the reason for that being, we're surrounded by some beautiful windows, most of which, all but one in fact, are dedicated to former directors of music at Gloucester Cathedral. In chronological order, over there we've got Samuel Sebastian Wesley, and behind me his successor Charles Harford Lloyd. Behind me again, Herbert Brewer, who you may have heard of, composed lots of famous choral music, and his successor Herbert Sumption over there, and his successor John Sanders has a tapestry over there, and then there are two more after that, and then we come to the most recent incumbent, which is...
Who's going there?
Who's going there? Probably you, I suppose.
I am going. Not for a few years yet, though.
No, hopefully not. We are very, very lucky to have Adrian as Director of Music here. Not only does he work at Gloucester Cathedral, but also for the BBC National Chorus of Wales. So he's a nationally and internationally renowned conductor, organist, pianist, general polymath, really. So Adrian, you started off as a chorister in a rival cathedral, didn't you?
I did, Worcester. Boo! And I went back there afterwards to be assistant organist as well.
Yes, you did.
I did your job up the M5.
Yes, and no doubt a lot better.
No, I don't think so.
And from then after being number 2 at Worcester, you took a slightly different route.
Yes, I went into school teaching, which I really enjoyed, in a little school in Staffordshire, which is closed, sadly, along with lots of other independent schools. And then I thought I could either stay there for 30 years and have a thoroughly good time, enjoy sherry at staff supper after chapel, but I decided I probably ought to do something a bit more adventurous in my life. So I got a little job at the CBSO, running the youth choir, and I used to play keyboards at the orchestra and that sort of thing. And then I got a job at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, where I stayed for 16 years, first of all teaching harmony and the organ and the piano, and then later on directing the chorus and occasionally conducting the orchestra. But through all those other jobs, I've been at BBC Wales, and I've now clocked up 25 years working for the chorus, and it's been, along with Gloucester Cathedral, the best thing I've done in my life, professionally speaking.
It's been an amazing tenure at Cardiff, and an amazing tenure here. Is it 13?
Thank you.
13
yeah, this
years?
is my 14th year.
14th year. So could you describe for us a typical day in the life of the Director of Music at Gloucester Cathedral?
Well, I wake up very early, because I'm an old man. I think that's what old men do. I wake up at about 5:30, and then I always spend the first hour of my day with a cup of coffee or equivalent, doing my scores, because I never have time to look at scores during the day, and the secret to learning scores is to do them little and often. And I always have things coming up, even in these comparatively blank days of lockdown. I know we're sort of starting to wake up, and nobody's very sure if choral concerts and orchestral concerts are going to take place. So I'm working on my 3 choir scores. Then I have breakfast with Joey, my 5th remaining child at home. And then I go and take the boys' practice, where I meet you, and I must congratulate you, because you're always there before me. Thank you very much for your efficiency.
I try.
Then after that, I tend to do a little bit of practice. I do my scales and arpeggios every day.
Meanwhile, I'm in McDonald's.
You're in McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then there's generally meetings starting at about 10 o'clock. The rest of the morning, I'm normally doing emails. The curse of modern life. I think a lot of people write emails that actually don't need to.
Most of them, I think.
With no emails, like I grew up with, people didn't ask questions, so they had no means to. They couldn't be bothered to put a letter in the post. Anyway, then there's lunch, and then, being the age I am, I have a 10 minutes snooze. Yes, and then Joey comes home from school.
I thought you never slept, ever.
Oh, I do now. Then chorus to tea, which, as you know, is the highlight of our day.
I look forward to every single day.
Absolutely, making sure nobody steals 2 apple juices or
2 penguins.
2 penguins.
That's amazing.
Yes, I know, that was today's trauma, wasn't it? Then Evensong. Now, I used to always shoot off after Evensong to conduct Bristol Choral Society or BBC National Chorus of Wales, but I've left Bristol. Again, 16 years I did there, but
I played in your last concert, didn't I?
You certainly did, yes. Belshazzar's Feast, yes, absolutely. And then I go to Cardiff for rehearsals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but they are not operating at the moment, and nobody seems very certain when they're going to be back. And my train gets in at 11:15, and I toddle off straight to bed, ready for the cycle to begin again.
Exactly, do it all again the next day. So, I mean, what would you, I mean, it's probably a silly question because there are tons of pieces that this could be, but what would be your one desert island choral piece, either a cathedral piece that we do in a service or any choral piece really, that you could take away for the rest of your life on your own?
Well, I'm going to cheat because I think that question deserves 2 answers.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 1 church piece and 1 concert piece. And by coincidence, my church piece is going to be tonight's anthem. 8 Dies by William Byrd. I just think it's perfection. I think it's the climax of Byrd's life, and I think Byrd is the only composer of church music who comes anywhere near J.S. Bach in the breadth of his vision, the sophistication of his art, and the sheer amount that he wrote. So, and the cathedral choir sang it at the interment of my father, which I found very moving. So, 8 Dies by Byrd. My concert piece, I thought during the day that it probably should be Dream of Grontius, because I've had the privilege of conducting it 10 or so times, and I love it. But actually, I think the piece that's made a bigger mark on my life is the Apostles. So I'm going to go for the Apostles. So I remember enjoying, as a chorus, the Spirit of the Lord, and singing it, in fact, in Songs of Praise in 1967. How old were you in 1967?
Minus 21, I think.
Well, I was 9, and it was the first time I did anything on telly. But it's just a work that I find overwhelming, you know, the Easter morning music, the sheer invention. I mean, Elgar's imagination had no limits. Characterization, orchestration, just
scale.
At scale, absolutely.
It's bigger than Grontius in
It
so many
is,
ways.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's as big as many operas, and I think it's superb.
I think it was my first 3 choirs festival concert was the Apostles, which you conducted, 2014.
Well,
so I agree.
Just marvellous. You could study it forever.
Absolutely. That's a snapshot into our esteemed Director of Music's busy day and life and general views on everything. So I hope you've enjoyed that little snippet. Thank you very much. There'll be more, so keep your eyes peeled. Thank you.